Harrison, the West Brom fans, said about the Blackburn game, it was nothing incredible nor special, but a win is a win, and it was a perfect start to a season. Cannot complain about the performance. They felt the Furlong sending off was harsh, solid nevertheless. We are here to review the Blackburn Rovers game, and you are very welcome. We have formed a brand new West Brom podcast called Pastures Green. You may recognise some of our faces from last year and Where Baggies Walk, but we have rebranded, and we're here for the next 46 weeks or so to guide us through this crazy roller coaster of what's going to be a West Brom, hopefully, promotion party. At the end of it, we have assembled some of the finest journalists and commentators on social media that are around the country. Delighted to have Dan, Aaron, Ben and Dean with us for the next, 46 weeks, guys. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Thank you very much for watching. My name is Mark. I'm a neutral but loves the championship. Let's get straight into it then. Lots to talk about, Dan. We're going to talk about Isaac Price. We're going to talk about Heggebo. If I pronounce that wrongly, you'll tell me in a minute. We'll also talk about Bartley as well, announcing his retirement from football. So let's go and jump straight into the Blackburn game, shall we? Dan, impressive or not?
Not really. I mean, it's the first game of the season. I think the nerves are there, wanting to impress, especially like with the new manager as well. There's quite a lot of pressure on it as well. Like with Ryan Mason actually going into his first spell as a head coach of the team. So yeah, nothing really impressed me, to be honest. Apart from Isaac Price, he was like the diamond in the rough, to be honest. The only one really that stood out. Yeah, there's nothing really to scream about apart from we got the win that was needed.
Absolutely. We'll go on to Isaac Price in a minute, Aaron. Some people are calling out this one, and what we do on here is we go through lots of tweets, the good and the bad, some of them the ridiculous as well. Liam says, get a new right back and drop Furlong down the pecking order. Aaron, you having that?
I'm a believer that Furlong needs competition. I don't think he's had competition for, ever. I mean, since he's come in. Ever. I mean, he's had people that can play his position, but they've never really been right backs as such, which isn't great. I mean, it sort of lets him get away with performances which are substandard, but that doesn't mean that he is a substandard player. I believe he's one of the best fullbacks in the league, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, he has his off games, and when he's off, he's not great at all. But when he's on it, he's a brilliant player. I mean, he can do it all. He can get up, he can get down. He puts tackles in. He can shoot. He can score. Put it that way. He wins headers. He can score headers. I mean, as right back goes in this division, I think he's very good. Don't get me wrong, I think his consistency could be better, but I think that's down to him having a lack of competition, which I think we should sign. But I mean, I wouldn't say Furlong needs to be dropped down. I just think he needs someone that can sort of give him a kick up the rear hand side. So, he knows that his position isn't guaranteed every week.
He also gets red cards as well, doesn't he? What did you think of that one, Owen? Was it harsh?
I don't think it was harsh. I mean, if he wasn't booked, I don't think the referee would have given a yellow card for that second offence. But it was reckless. I mean, I think he led with his arm. He went to get the ball with his head, but it didn't work out in that sense. But at the same time, he's a professional footballer. It's not as if he's a young player, just starting the first 2 games of the championship. He knows how the game works. He knows how the referees work, and he knows what the referees will give and what they won't give. So I think he was quite reckless. I wouldn't say it was harsh. I'm very against the position, against the notion that it was harsh, because I don't believe it was at all. I think it was a deserving red card. I mean, I wouldn't give it a red card, straight red card, but double yellow, 100%.
Okay. Cheers for Aaron. Ben, let's look at Isaac Price then. Let's get into the match winner. Is he better footballer than Fellows? Just off the top of your head?
I think we'd miss him more than we would Fellows, to be honest. I think Price is that creative player that we desperately need. But on top of that, his pressing is excellent. Especially in the first half on Saturday, he was pressing their centre half all half, and that energy is something that we really need from midfield. And he's younger than Fellows as well. People keep forgetting Price is actually younger than Tom Fellows. Fellows didn't have the best game on Saturday. He went missing a little bit. I think if someone came in and offered us 8 to 10 million, I think we have to accept that. I know previously people have been saying sort of 15 to 20 million, but
never going to get that.
Then you're not going to get it. I mean, he's not going to go to a Premier League team and play every week because he's not at that level yet. I mean, he might be someday, but at the moment, I think Price is our most valuable asset. He gives us the goals, he gives us the pressing, he gives us that creative spark. He's very mobile in midfield, and he's someone we'd miss a lot more than Fellows. I think personally.
Yeah. If you just come across the channel, what we do is look at tweets, and I could have put a whole load of tweets out that represented the praise for Isaac Price. This one from Outside the Box said he looks streets ahead of everyone else today. We're so lucky to have him. He outshone Fellows today, in my opinion. Hope we keep hold of him for as long as we can. He makes us tick, and he can be the difference in tough moments. Nice start from Mason today. Nice to hear this, Smithergand. And welcome. Dean, first of all, you agree with everything that's said there about Isaac Price, and just how good was it to be back at the Hawthorns?
It was great to be back, and I think Dan was a bit harsh, to be honest. I thought it was a decent display Saturday. It was good to see him put the bodies on the line and really fight for the win.
It's like Corbin-esque, wasn't it?
I think if Bartley and his gang had been there towards the end of last season, we wouldn't have gone there. But everybody just put the bodies behind it and they're throwing themselves into tackles. So that was a good hard-earned 3 points in the end. And in fairness, we should have been 2 up, shouldn't we? I mean, Price, he was just about to score, and Heggebo decided to shoot instead. They both were in a good position, but it should have been a goal. So that would have been 2-0. I think we'd have been cruising then. So, good, well-earned 3 points, I think.
Yeah. It's early days to ask you this, but what have we learnt about Ryan Mason in terms of how he's going to set you up to play? Open question to anyone.
Quite versatile, I think. Like I said, the first half we saw on the front foot and pressing. In the second half, we kind of went back to that Corbin style, defensive, bodies on the line, which shows he's quite adaptable, I think, which is encouraging. He's not stubborn in his approach. Shows he can mix it up and manage the game quite well, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was about 15 minutes ago. He decided to hang on to the 3 points, didn't he? The substitutions was all sort of defensive minded, and he thought, right, we'll stick and we'll hold on to it. And then, of course, Furlong getting sent off didn't help things either.
Yeah. Blackburn fans weren't very happy with Malumby, Dan. Dark Arts carrying on. Theatrics, are you having any of that from them? Oh, sorry, Dan, we've lost you. Oh, we seem to have lost him. Go to you, Aaron, on that one.
No, you know what? I mean, if Molumby played for Blackburn, I think they wouldn't moan about what he does at all. I mean, Molumby's one of them players. He's like Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. I don't think that any sort of championship team could not want a player like him in their squad. I think he's a good player. I mean, to be fair, don't get me wrong. I think he's vastly improved. During his time here. I mean, when he first joined, he was, in my opinion, he was very much the sort of player who would carry a midfielder into making a wrong decision, win the ball, and he would simply be the person to pass the ball along to someone who else could play the ball better than he could. But that's not to say during his time here, he hasn't improved upon that, because in my opinion, now he can play a nice pass. He's taken shots upon himself. I think we saw, on the weekend, he was taking shots down, or taking chances down on his chest and firing shots in, which weren't far away. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously he's not a goal scorer by any means, but it's nice to have midfielders who are willing to have a go. And that's probably down to Ryan Mason, because if I'm honest, under Mowbray and under Corbin, I don't think he would have got that. It was more very much a regimented style, but under Mason, we seem, I mean, judging by one game in the league, we seem to be a much more fluid side, and we're giving chances to players who you really wouldn't expect to be able to have a chance on goal, which is nice if they can put a goal in the, put the ball in the back of the net. That's all you want to see as a fan, so you can't knock it at all.
Right, cheers, Aaron. Dan, we got you back with us. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think so. Is that working now?
Yep,
Yeah,
you're definitely back with us.
For funny 5 minutes.
No worries. Good stuff. Just in time then to help us out with the pronunciation of this guy who sneaked his way, into the EFL Team of the Week. Help us out, Dan. How are we saying this guys for the next 40 odd weeks?
I'm going with Aune Heggebo.
He's got it.
Go on. Is that right?
He's been practiced.
Aune Heggebo.
He's been doing lines on that one. I can tell you that for a fact.
Right. Okay. You're going to have to correct me then. Heggebo. Yeah. West Brom Extra says, Heggebo. Okay.
Heggebo.
Oh my God. West Brom Extra Dean says, they say, give him time to sell, and this guy is taking us places. Yeah.
I like the look of him so far. He puts himself about, and good old-fashioned centre forward so far. Don't get knocked off the ball easily. Impressed Saturday.
Brilliant, Dean. Ben.
Yeah,
he's very busy, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's like the fox in the box type striker, but his hold-up play was really good on Saturday. He'll let our attacking players from midfield come into play, which might be good. We had a fox in the box last season, Adam Armstrong, and that didn't really work out. So I think maybe that's the type of striker we need, a big, strong lad up front to hold it up and lay it off to Grants, Prices, Fellows, etc.
Okay.
Right,
we'll leave the Blackburn result there then. Thank you very much. We'll talk about Wrexham in a second, but before we do that, let's talk about Bartley, who, since we last spoke to you, has announced his retirement from football. I mean, some cruel messages that came in from some fans saying, well, I thought he retired 2 seasons ago. Dan, where do you stand on this? Is it the right decision for him?
Well, he's retired when he's got like 1 year left on his contract. But he's been at the club 6-7 years, and to be honest, he's been one of our strongest players, I'd say. I mean, every player has bad games, but when it comes down to Bartley, everyone seems to jump on his back quick. But then people forget the good games that he's had, like when he's been playing alongside like EJE or Hegem. And he's been a great servant for us. So I'm a little bit gutted, but fair play to him. He's had some good seasons with us. Apart from that one game against Blues where he was shocking, he might as well have not been there. But thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last 6 games last season, don't forget them.
And the last 6 games season before as well.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, in that Corbyn era, Dean, he was an outstanding player, wasn't he? For you, he was one of the most more consistent ones. You could say.
He had a good run, but I've heard from numerous sources he was a bad egg in the dressing room, and clearly Coventry started at Coventry away last season. He didn't want to know if Coventry were really up for it, and that was the tone then for the rest of the season. So, not a big fan.
Okay.
Good
Ben? Okay.
Yeah, I think in terms of like being a proper old style centre half, I think he was very good. I think a lot of the times under Corbyn especially, he was asked to kind of play with the ball a bit more. Most of the times last season he's put his foot on the ball at centre half and he wouldn't move for sort of 5-6 seconds because he doesn't know what to do with it. But in terms of being a defender, putting his body on there, getting across and being that traditional centre back, I think he was good for us. He was in that promotion side under Brilliance, got us up. So he'll always have that. But I think it was the right time to let him go and try and get some new, fresher legs in there.
Okay, all right. Cheers, all of you, for that one. Right, let's talk Wrexham then, Aaron. I mean, first of all, is this a terrible fixture for you? I mean, obviously it's their first home game. Obviously, being promoted is one of those fixtures you don't want early, isn't it? And secondly, what have you made of the Americanisation of the Championship this season? Is it a good thing for football or not?
Well, it's not even that. First and foremost, it's more the fact that Albion are on telly, so we're going to lose no matter what.
We're on telly twice as well, so it's twice as bad.
It's on our TV as well, so everyone can watch that one. So that's gonna absolutely play, or it's going to be detrimental to our squad. In terms of the Americanisation, I'm just not a fan, if I'm honest. I mean, I don't think American sports and football mix, in my opinion. I mean, I think their way of viewing sports is a much different way to us, and I don't think that we agree with a lot of their way of, going about things as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not to say that Americans don't get football, but I feel like that
Soccer.
Oh yeah, well, whatever they want to call it. But that's not to say that they. I'm not saying they won't get it, but that's not to say that they will make it their own. They should sort of conform to the way that it is. I mean, you shouldn't have to come in and it'd be a big palaver, or it'd be a big fire show, and spending millions to get the biggest names possible, because sometimes that's not the way you win football games. I mean, you see with PSG, for example, they signed Messi, they signed Mbappe, and they signed Neymar, and they haven't won anything since then. They've won the Champions League, so the big names sometimes don't win a lot. That's all I'm going to say.
Cheers, Owen. Are you a Deadpool fan, Dean? Are you a big Ryan Reynolds fan yourself?
Not at all. I had my full flat in my face. I'm Birmingham. Blues are beginning to think they're Villa and starting to get arrogant like Villa fans, and Wrexham, I guess, are the same. So no, I hope it all turns tits up for them, to be honest.
Okay. Is this a new ground for you, Dean?
No, I think I'll be in there in a friendly, and I went to Wrexham once against Crewe for some unknown reason.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going up to Chester Friday, so. 15 minutes on the train.
It's a good night out, Chester. I'll tell you that. Yeah, you'll have a few decent bars there. It's my place of work. Brilliant.
Oh,
Well, sorry. Yeah, I won't be. Not that. Maybe another time. Thanks. Ben, though, in terms of the three newly promoted sides, though, do you see Wrexham surviving?
I see them all surviving, to be honest. I think even Charlton. I think Charlton made some smart signings. I mean, they've signed that. Is it Harvey Nives from Reading, who's a decent player? Yeah. He's got the winner on Saturday. I think they look pretty strong, and the manager's a bit of a arrogant, whatever. But he's, I think he's a good one to have in that league. I think all three will be quite strong. I think they'll hold their own in there, and I think Wrexham and Blues will be pushing for top 6. I hope they don't get it, but I think they'll be more of a challenge than what in previous years the promotions teams have been. So it'll be a very competitive league on that front, I think. Just going back to the Americanisation of sport, isn't our owner from Florida?
I know. Miami.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't come with the
not
fanfare
full
and
on,
stuff,
though.
does he? Yeah, he doesn't come with the fanfare, but let's hope he doesn't turn into that.
Yeah. Just doesn't count.
Yeah, rocked up with a cowboy hat yet.
No, still time, but
yes, yeah. I can't see the Amazon series. This is West Brom. Yeah, catching on.
You're not been to West Brom.
It's
What's Beverly Hills?
the way you go on football.
I do think of it every time I pass the RSC building on the M6 on the Empire.
Warsaw?
I do think of it.
that's Warsaw.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know when here. You're born in Warsaw.
Yeah.
All right. I've been to I've spent enough money in the Vine pub over the last number of seasons. So probably fun.
That's the worst place to go on a match. That is.
I've always had a good welcome from Baggies fans in there. Right. Finally, then we're doing predictions. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to give you each a couple of teams, and you're going to say higher or lower. Aaron, you're too young to remember Bruce Forsyth's play your cards right, but the other three of you, I think, will remember it. No offence. So here we go. Dan, Stoke City, Dan, please. Will you finish higher or lower than Stoke?
Higher.
Okay. Swansea, Aaron.
Positive this year. I'm going to say higher than Stoke.
Okay, good. Swansea.
Swansea higher, 100%.
Dean, Watford.
Higher.
Ooh, okay, it's looking good so far. Ben, Bristol City.
I'm going to say lower at the moment.
Dan, Leicester. Oh, I've lost him again. Oh, yes. Massive.
I'll probably go just slightly lower.
Okay.
Not done well there.
Aaron, Norwich.
Norwich. Oh, that's a tough one actually, because I have them finishing just outside the playoffs, which makes us player favourites. Well, not player favourites, but player finishers. I'll be bold. I'll say higher.
Okay. Dean, Middlesbrough.
Similar. Lower.
Ooh.
And Ben, Birmingham.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to say higher. I can't say lower. I can't say
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cheers for that. And we got a bit of a mixture there. Then let's see where you
Come
end up
on,
with
Dean,
something.
where's this positivity?
We'll play this back to you in May. Finally, then, we want a number from 1 to 24 off each of you, please. 2 rules here. 1, you're not allowed to say the number 12. Okay, because that'll be fence sitting. And you're not allowed to give us a bracket, as in say, somewhere between 8th and 10th. And of course, we're going to show you this back in May once you've all got it all completely wrong. I've seen some suggestions that Baggies might struggle this season from some pundits, and I've seen you as low as 14th and 15th, but we'll see how that materialises. Dean, kick us off, please.
8th.
Okay, strong start. Ben?
If no one else has signed anyone and there was no window open now, I'd say 10th.
Okay. Dan?
Yeah, I probably agree with Ben and say 10th.
Okay. Aaron? We've lost him. All right. What would have Aaron said? If
Well,
he'd have
only
done?
got-
First, he'd have said.
Well, yeah, it depends if he's had a drink on it. What would he have said?
Yeah,
We'll
he
go
got
for-
top.
yeah, he'd have gone 5th, wouldn't he? Okay, brilliant. Right, let us know in the comments below what do you think. Next week, also, obviously, we're going to be reviewing the Wrexham game. We're also talking about kits as well. The away shirt is divided some opinion on social media. Some like it, some don't, and we'll get your views on that. But if you'd help us out in the comments below, let us know your thoughts on the away shirt. And where it sits within your favourite Albion shirts. I mean, Dan, you like it. I've seen your big thumbs up for the shirts this season, yeah? I take that as
The signal at West Brom's not great today, is it?
absolutely. It's having this impact on everything. Ben, do you like the shirts?
Say again, sorry?
I like the home and away shirt. I think the third shirt looks a bit Warsaw to me.
Okay. Dean,
The red and black, yeah. No.
Yeah, we'll get your pins on it next week. But Dean, you a fan?
Yeah, yellow and green. I always think the away kit should be yellow and green, the reverse of the home kit, personally, just traditionally.
Yeah, okay. All right, bro. All right, we'll talk more about that next week. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. And as I said, thank you. There are tons and tons of West Brom very good podcasts which go on for hours, which you can listen to. But if you're happy and you've got 20 minutes free every single Tuesday morning to listen to us on the way to work, you can download us now on Spotify or your whatever streaming service you use. And of course on a from a Monday, you can now listen to us from 6 p.m. and watch us on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you all the other side of Wrexham. Safe trip to Wales, Dean.